All right, what's going on, guys? Coach Alfred here. We got another video for you. But let me start with a question. Here it is. What is the most important shot in tennis? Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, man, I love that forehand. Give me a good forehand. Maybe you love the backhand stroke. That's all beautiful. But look, as fun as those are, without question, the most important shot in tennis is the serve. You get to serve, you get to start the point, and if we can't start the point well, we can't win the point. And if we can't win the point, we can't win the game. If we can't win the game, we can't win the set. If we can't win the set, we can't win the match. I mean, it's just all downhill. So in this video, we're gonna go over the fundamentals of a good serve. All right, so here is the most important, or at least one of the most important ideas that we just need to grapple with right on the front end, and that is the grip. You would be surprised. I watch rec players. I see my middle school players, my high school players, and if you hear me walking all around the courts here, you will hear this constant phrase, check your grip. What kind of grip is that? Because there's always this pancake stuff going on, and listen to me. I know the pancake grip is so tempting because I can land it 100 times. But even if you can land it 100 times, and listen, I'm okay with that for brand new players, okay? But this is for that next step. You will never have a good serve, a competitive serve with a pancake grip. So what are we going with here? We're going with the continental grip. The way you get that, which we've talked about in other videos, just take your racket in your left hand if you're right-handed. Take your right hand, get those pinchers like this, and pinch the side and drag it on down. Right in that V, you're gonna drag it down like this. This is the continental grip. This is like the hammer grip. You can hammer like you're going to chuck it, kind of like an axe. If you want another way, which is just to check it, you're gonna draw a line on your pointer pad down to your heel pad right here. And then that line will go on the second bevel. So if you hold the racket up like this for a righty, this top bevel is 1. This slanted bevel right here, this slanted bevel is 2. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put that line on the second bevel, not grip like this, but a nice little trigger finger here. And notice, it's the same grip. This continental grip is so important. And the reason is because when you start serving, a pancake grip can only do one thing, and that's put backspin on it, okay? If you put backspin on it, kind of like this, like that, the ball with that backspin will float higher, it'll go longer, and it's just a low percentage shot. If you go with the continental grip, which is what we are saying, you will be able to hit the slice serve right here. Beautiful slice. You will be able to hit a top spin serve or a kick serve. You can also flatten the ball out. You have so many options from this one grip, and that's why this is the universal serve grip. So, step 1, pinch, bring on down, continental grip. We love the continental grip. We live by the continental grip. We do not go pancake. I love pancakes. Serving is not the time for pancakes. Okay, let's move on to step 2. All right, so now that we have our continental grip, we love this grip. Now let's talk about how to stand, okay? This is actually more important than it sounds because a lot of people get in the wrong position and then that sabotages them for a lot of the motions which will follow. So, watch this. Typically, what you're gonna wanna do is, you're gonna wanna be sideways facing the fence, okay? Racket, continental grip, in the right hand. What you're gonna do is, you are gonna point your left toe towards the net, but more like the post that is holding the net. So it's not straight on the net, and it's not sideways here. And the reason is because, watch this. If I go sideways here, I know that when I'm going to serve, I'm gonna have to open up here. And if my toe is locked in here, I'm gonna have to turn over my hip, and it just doesn't work. It's really awkward, and it could probably even injure you, okay? So on the other hand, if your toe is facing straight like this, you can't coil, which is where your power comes from, right? So your power comes from a beautiful coil right here, which means your hips have to turn this way, and then they have to unload this way. And the best way to do that is to get a nice little neutral left foot, not straight, not here, pointing towards the net post. Your right foot will be not straight behind it, but a little bit staggered, kind of like you're doing this. Can you see how the heel fits right in the curve here? You're gonna do that, basically, and then take just a little shoulder width step back. All right, now, let me digress just for a moment, okay? Because there's a drill, there's a skill that we can practice that'll help us get this serve so much quicker. You see, I can teach you through all the fundamentals with the racket and here and hitting and all that. But listen, we can shortcut a lot of that at least by familiarizing ourselves with the basic feel. And that is, if you can throw a tennis ball, you can serve. Watch this. I go back and I drop the ball here. The elbow comes forward and the hand follows the elbow because it whips. Bam! Right-handed, it's here, whip, bam. So a throw here. Righty, it's here. Now, one of the key differences, I know that the throw is not an exact serve. Yes, some people now say that it's more like a shot put. Okay, that's a great debate to have. But the idea is, although the serve opens up a little bit too much and it gets you to swing out like this, one thing is if you get that arm right here, just like you would for a normal throw, 90-degree angle right here, ball is facing you, take your left hand and point up like you're trying to throw this ball into the stratosphere, okay? So rather than throwing out now, I'm gonna take the ball here, left hand, I toss up, and it tilts my shoulders back because I'm aiming for the sky. And now watch this. I'm here and I throw the ball up. When you serve, it's so similar. It's not exact, okay? But it's very similar. It's like I'm throwing the racket. Look, here, look how loose, boom there. But when I'm hitting a tennis serve, I'm here, 90-degree angle right here, and then I'm tossing the ball, I'm looking into the stratosphere, my back leg is loaded, and now I'm gonna throw the racket, boom. You see, something as easy as a throw can help save a lot of struggle on the back end. So one great way to practice is just get out and play catch. I know I'm old now, but back in my day, man, everybody played catch. We would just come outside and just throw and catch for hours. That's so good to get that nice looseness, because it's not about muscle for a good serve. It's not about muscle for a powerful serve. It's about being loose and getting that snap, okay? So work on that throw and it'll translate really well into our next step, which we're about to do right now. This next step, like in most strokes, there's a lot of freedom, okay? Not every pro serves the same, not everyone's forehand is the same, but there are checkpoints that every pro has, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you how to get to the next checkpoint, but I'm gonna show you what the next checkpoint is. It is called the power position or the trophy pose. And this is where we coil all of that, we harness all of that power right before we unleash it on that tennis ball. And it's so great, it's so much fun. So this is where we're getting, all right? I'm gonna face you now. Okay, so we're here, we are set up, okay? Where we're gonna get to is from here to the trophy pose. What that's gonna look like is, like the throw we did here, we're gonna get that racket about 90 degrees right here. Shoulders are sideways, racket is here. Your strings can either be facing forward or out there to the fence, okay? Either one of those is fine. You'll be here, your left arm will be up, which will tilt those shoulders because you're putting your weight on that right leg, okay? So notice the shoulder line here. The shoulder line's going straight, elbow, shoulder, shoulder. What you're gonna do is you're gonna toss that ball up and then notice the line. Right here, you're going boom. You're really stretching here, and then that line goes like this right here, okay? I'm a lefty, so it might look a little bit better maybe. When it's here, notice the same deal. I'm here, and I'm coiled. The weight's on the left leg. The right foot is actually balancing me here. This is coiled up just like I'm going to throw up high. And then look, I'm here, nice slanted, and now my body's coiled to unleash. Boom, right there, okay? So the way you get there, that's completely style, okay? Some of y'all are flashy, stylistic, and then some people, like an Andy Roddick, they just get straight to it. They're like, bounce the ball, and they go from here right up to boom. But most players take the racket head, watch this, and they bring the racket down, and then they bring it up like this. So it's down, they toss the ball, and they bring the racket up here, and then look where they get. Boom, right here. Notice strings are facing out here. Bam, right there, okay? All right, so now we're building, okay? Look, we have our grip. It's the continental grip. We have our stance, which is nice and slanted off to the post. You have your right foot facing the fence there. You're all set to go. You've now chosen, are you gonna do the shoestring cut off or just go straight to it? But either way, you are now in your power position. That line is straight. The racket is ready to be thrown up. The right leg is nice and bent, ready to explode up with all of that power. Now, this is where things get so interesting because it happens so fast that it's really kind of hard to track unless you have slow motion. But look, this is where things go wrong for so many players. A lot of people get here and then they make the dreaded mistake like, oh, the cardinal sin. They go from here and then they open the racket right here and then they swing, and it's not so much a swing, it's a push, and the serve goes wah, wah, right there. We can't have that happen, okay? This is like a waiter. This is a pancake serve. We are not waiters, or at least most of us. We are not eating pancakes. This is not breakfast time, okay? When we get in the trophy pose right here, we do not, under any circumstance, do not, can you feel me right here? We do not open that face to the sky. That sucks everything, all of the beautiful artistry you did to get here. It just takes it all out, okay? So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna go through this slowly because I want you to see what the racket does, okay? Once we're here, you're gonna treat this thing like a tomahawk, like an axe throw, not a double-handed like a lot of the places do, but it's like you're chunking that racket and you're gonna swing with the edge. I know, it's counterintuitive, I get it, but look, what you're gonna do is from here, you are going to let the racket drop over your head. Some people call this the back scratch, but it's not a back scratch because you're not actually touching. I get the idea though. What you're doing is drop it, and then you go to throw it, and you're throwing it on edge like this. Every great server, their racket comes up facing this way. But notice, as you swing up, what's going to happen is your wrist and forearm, they are going to naturally start to pronate, to open up. Pronate like this. This is what pronation is. So the racket comes in on edge, but as it comes over, watch this, comes over, and then the forearm starts to open, and look what happens. Boom! Here's your contact point. Okay, so you're not actually going to be framing them. Does it take practice? Yes, but this is the natural. This is where the power comes from. This sucks the power, okay? So you're here, you swing, and then as you come up, your pronation happens, your hand opens, or your forearm opens. That's a better way to say it. The forearm comes, it opens, and then look where it goes. Your strings are now facing the other way, and it comes on through. So what that's going to look like is you're here, you throw the edge goes up, your forearm opens up, pronation happens, and boy, power can come from this too. Here, you go up, you pronate, it turns over and faces the other fence and comes on through. All right, so quick summary here, okay? Listen, we did about 4 or 5 steps. I know that it seems like a lot, but let's kind of condense it back down right now. Here we go. We started off. We have a strong serve startup. We have our toes pointed here and here. I'm doing this left-handed. If you're righty, switch it up, okay? You are in the ready position. You are then going to go from this one to where? We're going to our trophy pose. So from here, we're getting to our trophy pose right here, nice and loaded, okay? From our 2, so 1, we're going up to 2, and then we're gonna get that elbow nice and high because we're dropping the racket head. We're going up high, and then the pronation is 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, and then we finish it off on 4. That is the beginning of a really good serve. So listen, shadow swings are beautiful. Get out and shadow swing. Bring out whole baskets of balls and practice that serve. It's everything in the game of tennis. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions or comments, just shoot them on over. We will be delving into the 1,000 details that can be worked into every single part of this. Those are coming. This is just kind of the intro video, all right? So keep your eyes open for the next ones, and I hope to see you on court soon.